Hello and welcome to the 9th of the 9th today. So it's the 9-9 portal, which there's lots of significant dates in the calendar, and I suppose they can pass you by very easily, but they're nice ways to anchor to something and just they just gently draw us and our space into thinking, oh well, what is the energy of today? Because every number, every day of the week has quite deeply ancient connections. Even the days of the week are named after old Greek gods, um, and that in itself has its own resonance. So when we connect a little bit more deeply with things, so on a Monday, I'm afraid I don't know off the top of my head who that is, but it's an interesting thing to explore and look into. I know it's very much about the beginnings of things, so that's good. And that kind of ties in with our our 9-9 portal. And number 9 energy, when you get a stack of nines together, you're looking at completions of cycles. It's all about some things that have completed for us, the end of some lessons we've been learning. There's something around, it's always a big completion date. So we call it a portal because it's a transition. So it's a bit like when you have a new moon or a full moon or the Lion's Gate. They're all energetic circles that we can enter into and through. And if we do that with intention and awareness, then we are just connecting with that energy and owning it a little bit for ourselves and saying, yes, I'm choosing that. And what that does is it brings gratitude to all those spiritual helpers that are just slightly out of most of our radar most of the time, although really can tune into them whenever we want to connect with them more deeply. And as some of you will know, at work with me, that is a lot of what I do to help to understand where I'm going and what I'm doing. Because those guides are really there to help us and to keep us on track. So when we connect with the energy portals and just sort of take stock, they are sort of channeling through us to help us to understand what it is that we're trying to let go of or work with. And so by doing that, bringing them gratitude and bringing the energy of that space gratitude, it just helps us to connect with our path and our journey that little bit more deeply and acknowledge that we are actually on our path. And it's almost like a little, today with it being the completion, it's almost like a little tick chart. So it's sort of like, yeah, okay, and I own that and I honor that and I thank you for that potential to shift into something new. So completion energy, it's, as I said, it's about maybe it's a cycle that you've been going through, a period that's been happening for you in some area. So there might be something, it'll be whatever you think of when we say those words, whatever comes up for you. You may need to do a little bit of searching gently on the surface, but it won't be far from your conscious thought. So it's like you can quickly tap into it as you just start saying, oh, well, what's completing for me at the moment? And there'll just be something that comes up that's been in your mind. You think, well, yeah, I've been going through that a lot. And I suppose, it might be around that. And then we try to get out of our thinking minds. Once we've got roughly the area, and then we can just sit and be at peace with that and then allow the flow to come into that space and just feel a bit more deeply what's there. So we'll do that at the beginning of our meditation. And then number 9 energy is very much about connection to nature and going into the underworld of nature, that kind of deeper clock, that the cycle, the spirit of the earth that is always gently turning and leading us on the cycles of nature, of the seasons, it's the clock that animals, the biological rhythms, the circadian rhythms that animals are connected with and that we are connected with, but often don't remember. We've kind of turned time into being a bit more of a chronological thing that we look at out there, and we run our lives by it, and sometimes in a negative way. If you want to think a bit more about that, you might want to connect with a post I did last week through something I was shown in meditation around clocks in the universe and our ability to connect to the multiverses that are out there, and how we sometimes forget that we can do that and get very trapped in time here, and that we're running so fast with the clock that we maybe become bound to it too much and unable to be in free flow. So it's always about balance, because of course, you need a little bit of structure in your life. Otherwise, I mean, you can just live it completely free flow if you want to, but often in this, depending on where you live in the world, there's certainly in the West, we have an economy, so we have to have certain things in order to just have a shelter and roof over our heads. So that requires some amount of structure. So without getting on too much of a tangent with that, the point is that how much we choose to own that and bring that into ourselves is a choice. It really is. The more we can empower ourselves with knowing that, it depends how much significance we want to apply to each thing in each moment. So the number 9 energy helps us to connect more deeply to that earth energy. And so what I'm called to do with that on this 9-9 portal is to connect with number 9 energy through the place where I feel that number 9 energy is most resonant, has been for me, which is Japan. In these Shinto gates. So if you think of Japan, I often think of those beautiful Shinto gates, the big orange, they're like little portholes that take us between, that's what it's like. So before every shrine, you have one of these beautiful Inari gates. And they help you to, so before you go into any holy building, any spiritual space, then you are, as you pass through that gate, you are passing from your physical self into your spiritual self. So there is this recognition that we go through the Inari gates into, enter the shrine. And by the time we've walked through that portal, we are now accepting the highest vibrations. We have left our earthly self and we are in spirit, being guided and deeply connected to that energy. And then we bring in everything that's up there and spinning around for us, and with our guides and with source energy, God energy, whatever you personally call that life force energy, you allow that to come into yourself and start to integrate it. And then as you go back out through the gate, you bring it back down. So you bring your heaven to earth. And of course, what we're doing when we're connecting to those high frequencies, the source energy is unconditional love. It understands healthy boundaries. It understands the flow that is in everything, and it understands the most divine aspects of masculine and the most divine aspects of feminine. So when we're in that space on the other side of the shrine, we're in a space of unconditional love. We feel that flow, and then as we come back out of the shrine, we then embody that, and it helps us to transcend some of the more egoic nature that is our human nature, which, that is a realistic, lovely and natural part of being human. We have an ego, and the ego is there to protect us and to help us to see where the structure can be in our lives. And the only thing is, because it is largely run by fear, due to the systems we've talked about many times, how that brain fires that fear before it ever reaches our forebrain and our processing. It tends to be that it can become exaggerated, and it also will tend to project physical things and attach to them. And that's beautiful, because actually, through attachment, we then have to learn how to detach and unattach and become completely renunciate things that are, because those sort of attachments can make us heavy and become stuck, like stuck to time and things like that. So human concepts are the heavy stuff, which are really real, and they can be really good fun, and we're here to enjoy them maximally. But sometimes we forget that and let them become heavy, and we carry them as burdens, and we see them as things that we need to have, and we attach to physical items and that, and then enslave ourselves to having to do certain things that we don't necessarily, that our soul doesn't really want. So of course, our spiritual work on the planet is always about trying to find where that balance and flow is, so that we can show up having a great time, be beautiful lights on the planet. So that's the lead up to where we're going. If you followed me, then well done. And we're going to take that energy into, we're going to go through an Inari gate and connect with that completion energy and just say, yeah, okay, we'll have a little few moments to reflect on what those might be for us, if you don't know already. And then we're just going to take them through the Inari gate and offer ourselves to the shrine and receive Reiki guidance and energy within that. And then bring gratitude to all those who've helped us in there and gratitude for their energy before coming back at the end. So you will have time to have your own meditation and where you are connected directly to source as always. So it's quite a fun one for Monday morning. So let's just take that time to go out of that beautifully created architecture of the thought processes of where we've just been, but we've got the potential visual images of where we're going with this, and we're just going to close off the eyes and go inward, back into your own inner reality from which we create all of our external realities. This inner space is so important, how we cater and care for this inner space, because that is what generates the thoughts that create our outer reality. So let us just be really curious, gentle, and loving to this space in here, knowing that we are going to accept, enjoy, and receive even more bountiful, beautiful layers of abundance as we step through the portal today. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Really allowing yourself to arrive. It's at this point that your guides will be joining you. You may sense their presence. You may just feel that you're going into a more peaceful state. Anything that's coming up for you, any emotions you're experiencing or sensations in your body, allow yourself to be curious to, without beginning to write a story about why they're there. To allow them to be with you through this experience. They're part of what you're going through at the moment, but don't need to explore them right now. Any of those that don't need to be with you will gently disappear anyway. So we're here today with the Reiki energy, just asking that we be shown any areas of completion, processes we've learned, and any deeper understandings that we need to see as we cast off that phase and move forward into our next energetic topic. New lessons, or perhaps they will just be rebranded. Sit with a sort of very gentle curiosity about what those are. Allowing them to show up for you without judging them or being fearful that there's anything you need to do, because there's no action required here, because you've already completed them, whether you yet realize it or not. And searching your soul is a very gentle act of being in a relaxed state and allowing things to come to each of us. connecting with your breath, and being. We have the intention that anything that is completing, we are gently sealing and giving thanks. As we now start to picture ourselves in a beautiful woodland. The woodland can be wherever you wish it to be. The trees are old, and they have deep knowings. And they know so much about eternity and the messages that move through generations, lifetimes, alternate realities, and other dimensions, which makes them beautiful holders of information. And as we walk through the trees, this lovely path that's lying before us, just allow ourselves to be free to receive that information exchange. And it's so easy with the trees. We do it through our breath. We walk along, and breathe in through the soles of our feet, connect with the energy of the forest, the stories, the feelings. The energy is the story, the messages that we need. So allow them to come into us as being a part of who we are without needing to know what they may be at this point. And as we breathe out, allowing an exchange of love and gratitude to flow out through our feet and into this beautiful woodland. Gratitude and thanks and blessings to the ancient wisdom that is present. Up ahead, there's a very slight incline in the ground. We begin to climb. And there's a very gentle bend around to the right. And the path almost goes back on itself. And as it does so, you find this beautiful orange shrine. It's tall with orange struts, one on either side of the path, and a roof over the top. It's adorned, beautiful tiles. It's an entrance to a very holy space. As you reach the gate, just take a moment to exchange blessings with the trees and to allow them to gift you with the ability to move through the portal with a sense of an awareness of stepping through into your highest self, your highest mind, all the essences of you that are divine. And step through the gate. Being aware that you are now in your highest self. This is the Fox Inari Shrine. Brings you beautiful light. And ahead of you is an altar. It's adorned with the most beautiful deities, animal spirits, the highest frequencies that man could possibly imagine, and more. They are all here to bring guidance and the shifts that are needed. And they are flowing and abundant with Reiki energy, channeling the highest sources of the universe. Gently take time to sit or kneel before the shrine to receive their guidance and wisdom. Amaterassau is the guide that is prevalent at this shrine. And she brings the gift of sunshine, the light, your inner light that guides you. The light that is not afraid to come out of the cave, see their own reflection of beauty mirrored back to them in the outer world. As you sit beneath the shrine, you feel a beautiful light begin to shine down. The light of Reiki shines through the light of Amaterasu, and together enters your body, begins to fill you up. The light knows just exactly what you need right now. Knows the cycles that are completed. And will help you to your next steps. To recognize all with gratitude. And to move forward with a new found strength, resilience and understanding of the light that you truly are. Free from any shackles that you may have experienced before. Relating to this cycle. The light is guiding you now. Follow that light. Wherever you are now, I'm going to gently recall yourself back to body. Just remembering that you're at the shrine, receiving the beautiful gifts of love and light. And very gently, with hands together, in prayer position at the shrine, and give thanks for the journey. Thanks for the guidance. Thanks for the lessons. And thanks for the understandings. And as we sit here, opening the heart chakra, allowing that beautiful holy fire energy coming down through the goddess of Amaterassau, bringing that light in, flooding our hearts to receive. We're also sending that love back out in gratitude to all those lights that support and help us. Allow those lights to help us to continue to raise our frequency and thereby raise the frequency of everybody on the planet through being our truest light. And as we rest at this altar, get the sense that divine light of our authenticity flowing through us. Knowing that as we complete this recent cycle, we set forth with a sense of being ever closer to our authenticity, our soul's calling. And that we can transcend this more and more quickly with this gentle focus and attention. And it's time to leave the shrine. Give your own thanks and any sense of gratitude you wish to bestow upon this holy space, this spiritual connected space. Thanks to Amaterassau and her guiding light. I'll post the way that's spelled later. So you can look up and connect more deeply with the energy that's been with you today. Perhaps gain deeper understandings of the messages that you receive from this. I'm just turning now, walking back through the gate, endowed with new spiritual knowledge, spiritual frequency, and light codes. And as you go the steps back to the Inari gate, taking time as you walk through the portal entrance to just really imagine yourself stepping back fully into your human self with this divine nature, bringing that divinity back to your humanly body, fully embodying all that you have just learned. And as you walk back through the woods, the whispers of the trees, feeling even more deeply connected to them, sharing your new knowledge with every step and every breath, completely in flow, divinely connected. And as you come back into the room where you are, back into your body fully, Just thanking the trees and closing up that beautiful visualization with gratitude. Recognizing that it's always there and a part can be played for you whenever you choose. Just gently come back into your body. Fully landing in the space that you're in. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And just feel that new energy within you. And if you would wish, we can close it with just taking the hands from Gasho in the heart space, remembering that divine connection now and honoring it by raising the hands above the head, connecting to our higher self again, really feeling what that's like in body and taking it into the space around us, spreading it through our aura, back to our center and sending it down to ground 3 times, feeling it flow through our feet. And you can repeat that exercise many times as you want. You can do it whenever you want through the day to help to really ground spiritual energy, your own life force energy into your aura, your existence, the being of the space around you, to help you to reconnect and share that light. Now, the light of that meditation will continue to work through you. So continue to ground yourself as the day goes on with a nice drink of water or perhaps some food. And I wish you all a happy week and a happy 9/9 portal. May you continue to receive inner guidance and messages from the universe in all of the signs that come around you, even through your technology. You might just get, as I frequently do, things that just fly up on your computer screen. Angels of technology do help to work even through all these apps and ads that try to follow you in the cookies and everything. They can manipulate those energies to help you to see what it is you need to see. So be open, try not to judge it from an earthly basis, but allow your higher self to see and sync with the messages that come through for you. And yes, remember, we are eternal beings. So, you have a lot more there for you than you can possibly imagine if you wish to see it. Thank you very much for joining. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week when we will start to have our morning sessions at 8:20 and then a lunchtime session at 1 p.m. I look forward to seeing you soon.